Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitchrovia here on YouTube, and today is August 1st, 2025, and it is the start of my vlog for August. So if you watched my last video, you know that this is something new I am trying, where I will record various clips whenever I have something to share, piece them all together at the end of the month, and put them up September 1st. And then start over again, do a vlog for September. So we will see how this goes. So I was off work today and I had a finish. I finished, and I realize I'm probably gonna need a piece of paper here. Hold, please. Okay. I finished reading by Fiddlesticks AU. Didn't it turn out so friggin' good? Ignore this. This is just so you guys, so it, well, it doesn't look too bad without something behind it. Okay, so reading by Fiddlesticks AU on Etsy. Now this is on white 14 count perforated paper, and I did make a couple changes. So initially, books never hurt anyone was all charted in a darker blue, like one shade darker than this. And I thought I wanted it to stand out more. So I changed those words to black. So did them in black. Also, the skull was not backstitched, and because I stitched this on white, I wanted that to stand out a little more, so I wound up backstitching that in black. And then the last change I made, let me see if I can get a little bit more light in here. I'm in my office. This is actually a really good filming spot, so I will probably be filming in here. Anyway, do you see all of this, like the accents on the books? That was charted for a bright yellow. I cannot remember the DMC number offhand, but I changed it to gold petite treasure braid. And I actually, it's a little bit hard to see the sparkle. It looks a lot better than the yellow did. So my plan was to go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby, because those are very close to each other where I live, and find a frame. Or I was going to put it on artist canvas. Now, in trying to find a frame, what I was going to do was maybe, I cut this to a 4x6 size, but I was going to try to get a frame that was 5x7, put a piece of scrapbook paper as the backing, and then just stick this to it. I have seen Kathy Haberman, who does hands-on design. She has finished some of her pieces like that, and I really love that look. So that was my aim going in. But I was also open to a whole bunch of different things, because if you've ever been in Michael's, because that's where I went, they have seasonal stuff out all the time. And I love looking in those areas, because most of the time they're 40–50% off, or some things are even on clearance. Like the bookends that I have in the library were from one of those sections, and they were like 90% off. It was crazy. So if you've been in Michael's recently, they have all their Halloween stuff out. I know. It's fucking August and Halloween. Yeah. So I immediately went there and I found something. And I really am someone recently who has been trying to trust their instinct with stuff like that. So here's what I found, and I'll tell you my idea. I saw this. Now, these are raised wood. The word wonderful is raised. But I was like, first off, I wanted something that would easily sit on a shelf in the library. And yep, that will. And then I brought this with me, okay, because I wanted to be able to hold it up to whatever I had. So I went like this. Yes. 1000% yes. So I will back the paper with white cardstock, just so you can't see the holes or the word wonderful. And then I'm just going to stick it. Just going to stick it to the letters. And I mean, I will do it more neatly, of course, so you see, and I can even trim the paper more so you can see the striping. But Are you kidding me? I loved that. I thought that was fantastic. Now the outside of this is like a, I don't want to say grungy, but you can see it's kind of like antique-y. And I was like, So I went down the paint aisle and I bought 2 things of acrylic paint because I'm going to see if one of these will work. This one is a glitter top coat. I would paint all of the black. Yes, maybe. And then this one is called Dragonfly Glaze, where it is like shape-shifting paint. I was like, oh my God. So we will see. I am going to paint these on like a piece of black scrapbook paper first, just to see what it looks like before I slap it on here. But that is my aim. So when I get that finished, because I'm going to work on that probably after I film this, I will show you guys. But that was perfect when I held it up, because I looked at it and I was like, I think that would fit. And then I went, yes. Love when I find, I mean, that was 1 minute in the store when I saw that. But that did not deter me from walking around because they had like some fall stuff, fall seasonal stuff. And then they also had like this romantic where it was like roses and stuff. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. So I did get 2 more things. So I was using a longer burger basket that we had to hold stuff that I want to show in these clips. And it was on my bookshelf. We used to put our bread in that basket. But I saw this and I fell in love with it. And what I really love is the bottom has like, it's velvety. So it's like non-slip on your shelves. Please. Yeah. Love that. So got that. That's going to sit and hold all the stuff I want to show you guys in my daily clips. And then I saw this, and I normally do not impulse buy any more finishing items because you just don't know what you're going to use it for, if you're ever going to use it. When I cleaned out my craft room a while ago, I got rid of all that stuff I'd bought at the Dollar Tree over the years because I didn't use any of it. This I fell in love with, and I think I'm just going to look for a project to stitch next instead of the project I was going to stitch. So I saw this. This is gold metallic. I wouldn't have to do any painting or anything. And I loved this. So what I want to do is find something I can stitch on white perforated paper that maybe is roses or flowers or even a saying. Slap it right in there. Yeah, and either hang it on the wall or put it on the bookshelf. So I really love this. And I hemmed and I hauled and I went, no, this is too beautiful. I absolutely love it. So now I'm going to be on a mission to looking through my stash, but also looking, Etsy is such a wonderful resource for a pattern that will, I think would look good on here. So if you have any suggestions, put them down below. Yeah, I'm going to find something instead of letting this sit in my closet. I'm going to find something and it's going to be my next project. So my next project was actually, first of all, can we admire this Pinny and Tunny bag? Lynn. Lynn is absolutely phenomenal. Love her so much. She was at the New Jersey retreat. I bought a crap ton of bags from her. And I actually went on her site yesterday and bought 3 more. I know. That's it though. I'm serious. Like I have so many bags now. But she was having a sale. But can you even, I mean, come on now. What I like about her bags is they are, first of all, extremely well made. And they're very simple. And they fit my projects. And I like, now this is going to sound OCD. I could give a fuck. I like that all of these are the same size. They sit very nicely in my basket with my projects in them. Okay. This is my favorite one though of hers. All right. So my next project was going to be the July Friday, Free Friday stitch. I probably had that completely wrong. By Primrose Cottage Stitches, Hello Summer. I am using the DMC conversion. And I have 3 colors of distressed oxide. So I'm going to spray paper to emulate this pink paper. Now, if you have watched my channel for any length of time, you will know that I do not like summer. Bugs, heat, and this summer has been crazy fucking hot. Like it has just been, it's been hot. Today though has not been hot. Today's like a high of 71. It was so glorious to go outside and not sweat to death. Instead of starting this, yep, that was going to be my next project. And you know, this probably wouldn't look too bad on that, but I feel like I need something. I almost need to stitch like one color flower or something black, like a black saying, you know what I mean? Because this is, I don't want to detract from that. Yeah. But maybe after that, I will stitch the Hello Summer. Oh, my thought. Okay, I had a thought with this, which I thought would be really funny. Okay, the whole point of me saying I hate summer. How about if I stitch the O in hello, like in a light color, so it actually says Hell Summer? That was an idea I had. Yeah, just as a joke, right? You know, it's funny, even though I don't care for summer too much, I like stitching summer themed patterns because they're so cute. All right, this first clip is going to be insanely long. Okay, I only have a little bit of haul to show you, and then that will be it. So I did get some patterns in the mail. I got one pattern from Top Knot Stitcher, which by the way, there is a needlework market at the end of this month. She already has a whole bunch of stuff up there, and man, I like so much of it. I think I'm going to be in trouble. Yeah. But this is by Rebel Stitcher Designs, and it's called Pants. This just caught me so funny. It says, I can't decide what pants to wear, smarty or fancy. I don't dress up, so most of the time it would be smarty for me, smarty pants. I love that though. And this gave me a finishing idea as far as not doing it at a pillow, but stitching it on paper and then getting scrapbook paper to emulate this in the frame and then putting this next to it. I'm like, that would be interesting to do. So that's what I'm going to aim to do. I like seeing this stuff finished because it gives me inspiration on how I want to finish it. So this calls for all classic color works except one DMC, and there is no conversion. So it looks like I will be picking, I can show you the back of it. Yeah. So I'll just be picking my own colors, you know, according to that. I love it though. Absolutely love it. Okay, then I got two patterns from Trisha at 3 Owl Threads, who is one of the most wonderful human beings in our community. And I love her so much. I have met her in person. The first time that Arlene did the retreat in New Jersey, Trisha sat at my table. And her birthday is the day before mine. I always remembered that. So she's wonderful. And I haven't really seen her in a long time now, but I hope she is doing well. But she sent a newsletter around for her store, and I was like, she was having a sale. So I said, let me go look at some patterns. And I found two of them. They're both by Kathy Barrick, who, by the way, is Liz Matthews' mother, if you didn't know that. Yeah. Okay, this is Good Intentions Revisited. It says, I myself am made entirely of flaws stitched together with good intentions. Love that. Please, the bird is wearing a crown. Like, are you kidding me? At least that's what I like to think it is. I just love that though. And this would look magnificent. I have perforated paper that is mocha. That is like it's painted, but it's mocha and it's like this dark brown. Please, like already done. And then I got this one. It is called Vibrant Flowers. This just spoke to me. I love this one so much. And I normally am not attracted to these kinds of patterns. I love flowers. I like stitching flowers. And I know that house is probably going to be a bear. How big is this? There is a DMC conversion, thank God. It's only 99 by 161. So on 14 count, 7 by 11 and a half. 18 count would be 5.5 by 8 and 7/8. So that's probably, I would probably stitch it on 18 count perforated paper. And, you know, I've gone back and forth as far as on 18 count perforated paper. Should I do 1 strand or 2? I've done a project with 1 strand. I did, it was a Prairie Schooler piece, and it turned out really good. But 2 strands really gives good coverage, but it's almost too much. And I don't like to convert everything to sulky because sulky does not have as many colors as DMC. So it gets to be a little bit challenging. Okay. The last thing I have to show you for today's clip are needle minders. So since going to the retreat, I bought a bunch of needle minders there. I've become obsessed with them again. I had sold a bunch of my needle minders. My boards back there are completely clear and empty. They're on my IKEA cart in my craft room now. But, wow, these are really stuck together. I bought a bunch from Gina's Unique Boutique on Etsy. These are fantastic. I'll just start a new collection. Who cares, right? Because now I put a whole bunch on my pattern board, my pattern keeper that holds my pattern. And Bill came in my office yesterday and sat down. He said, "Do you think you have enough needle minders on there?" I said, "No, not at all. Mind your business, first of all." Yeah, he was kidding. Okay, so here's the first 2. Don't you love that pink pumpkin? But the cat is reading a book that says how to buy, my eyes, how to buy new fabric and pretend like it was an accident. I died when I saw that. So please. Okay, the next 2. Oh, she gave me that one for free. Okay. I bought the trick or treat one, but she gave me this one for free. It says Gina's Unique Boutique. She has a ton of needle minders. I will be sure to link her shop, her Etsy shop below. I will also link Pinny and Tunny. I will probably link Pinny and Tunny in every video because I'm always going to be showing a project bag. And the other person that I bought needle minders from that aren't here yet is Mad for Minders. Again, a ton. Okay, here's the last 2, which I absolutely love. Chasing That Scholastic Book Fair High. And then this one was my favorite one. Please. Her hair's in a bun. She's wearing glasses. She's reading a book. Please. Are you kidding me? Now, Mad for Minders, I bought a bunch of wood needle minders because I know... Did I explain why I love the wood ones versus the enamel ones better? Okay. I love these. Don't get me wrong. But when I have my light shining and I'm stitching, I tend to put wood needle minders on the left side of my pattern keeper thing that is holding the pattern because there's no glare. There's glare off of these, and there really is glare off of the like metal ones. I don't like the metal ones, but these are cool. Like, please, are you kidding me? Love these so very much, and I'm a sucker for anything Halloween. So that was a very long clip for the first one. I promise you my other ones will probably not be that long, but who knows? This could be a 2-hour video at the end. You guys will be here. You will watch it. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. I will see you next time. Hey guys, today is August 3rd, and I have a finish. I have a fully finished. Yeah, so this is Reading by Fiddlesticks AU, and I fully finished it on this. I got this from Michael's, and I think I showed it in the last clip. It was a Halloween piece. So let's tell a little story about finishing this. And you know, I realized I like stitching more than I like fully finishing something, but I have fully finished a ton of stuff. I framed a lot of my projects. I fully finished a lot. I like the look of something fully finished, but actually doing that. So yesterday, I decided, remember I had bought the two paints. I had bought the glitter, chunky glitter paint, and then I had bought the Dragonfly Glaze, that is the color shifting paint. I go to paint the outside of this with the chunky glitter paint. No, too chunky, and it looked horrible, and then I couldn't get it off, and I was gonna try to sand it, and I just wound up throwing the whole thing in the trash. And I said something to Bill, and he's like, well, just go get another one. So the Michaels that is right by my house didn't have one. The one that was 25 minutes away did. And I don't know if recently you have shopped at Michael's, but you can save more money by using the app and buying stuff off of the app than you can going into the store. So I ordered it for pickup, saved like 40%, drove yesterday, got another one. And I used the color shifting paint, which I like very much. It shifts from like blue to purple. It's hard to see. See how it looks blue, but then you go over here and it looks purple. I really like it. It's very subtle, very nice. So how I got this onto those letters, because remember the word wonderful was raised about a 1/4 inch off of the back of this. I have a Xyron Creative Station, like a big sticker maker that is 9 inches wide. So I ran the stitched piece through the sticker maker, made it into a big sticker, stuck it onto the back of a piece of white cardstock, and then put double-sided sticky tape on the back of the white cardstock, which I use Stitchery tape that is for framing, and then just stuck it to the letters. Now, obviously, the whole thing isn't stuck, only where the letters are, but I mean, this is not going anywhere. So I am going to stick this on my bookshelf somewhere because it's reading. So I had a lot of fun stitching this. I had started this at the New Jersey retreat. And the finishing, even for something as simple as this, takes a lot longer than I remember or think it's going to take. So if you fully finish something, give yourself some grace, give yourself some time to do it but yeah, fully finished. Okay, so when I was at Michael's, remember I had bought this because it just really caught my eye. And I was like, I'm going to use this for my next project. I won't have to paint one iota. It has gold metallic paint. I wanted to find a piece that would fit in the center of this. And it hit me after I did the previous clip. By the time this video goes up, I will have found a pattern and probably stitched it and finished it. So why did I ask you for suggestions? I'm forgetting myself, right? Because I already found a pattern. So the pattern I found is also by Fiddlesticks AU. And I wanted something that was possibly reading oriented. And I did find something. Once Upon a Time. Now, this is, to me, this is about Snow White, you know, the poisoned apple. But it also reminded me, Once Upon a Time, blah, 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 all these stories that start with Once Upon a Time, right? So, of course, it could be for reading. So, these colors. Now, how I change colors for a project. I pull all the original colors. Then I look in my DMC color card that has the actual thread samples. And I see where the colors fall. Like, the main colors in this are 3 reds. 2 of them are right next to each other. And then one was like 4 shades up. So that is how I chose different colors. I knew I wanted pinks like this to match the background of that. So I found 2 pinks that were side by side and then chose one like 4 shades up. That's how I do it. I don't know if that's the right way to do it. It's always worked for me whenever I've changed colors. Because while I loved the reds, and trust me, if this was like red roses, I would have been all over using the original colors. But alas, the reds did not look good up against the pinks. So here are the colors that I chose. So I picked, of course, white perforated paper. Let me see if I can hold these up. These are the 3 pinks that I chose. Very pretty. And then this is the branch color. So I held that up against it because if you, let me set it up against here and show you. I think that's going to look really good on there. I'm going to try to do it without all the stuff falling. I think that's going to look good. And then there is 2 flesh tone colors for the hand. And then there's a little bit of green on the apple. Now, for the leaf. So they chart those 2 colors in DMC. But I have started to realize that sort of my signature on my pieces is doing petite treasure braid on something. Something little. Like on this piece, it was the gold on the books is all petite treasure braid. Something. So every piece that I stitch, I got to do some petite treasure braid to make my mark, right? So, and I have a lot of petite treasure braid. And I also have that color card. So I'm going to do the green. Look at that. I'm going to do the green for the leaf, even though it's 2 colors. I might do one of the colors and then the lighter color do in this petite treasure braid. So yeah. So that's my plan. That's going to be my next piece that I stitch because this is not very big. Famous last words. I love this so much. Absolutely love it. Very, very simple. So Fiddlesticks AU, which I will have linked in the description box because she has so many patterns that I love. Okay, so also when I was at Michael's, in that romance-like section that they have, I'm a sucker for these decorative boxes, but I usually do not buy them unless I have a specific purpose. I'm not just going to buy a box and have it sitting around. This I got for $5 because it was on sale. Plus I had a $5 voucher. $5 I got this for. It has like, this is burlap sort of, but look at the inside of it. So the lid comes off. Look at the inside. Can you even? And the inside of this is like this. So what is my purpose for this box? In the past, when I have stitched something, I just love this so much. And I have it sitting on top of my bookshelf in the craft room. In the past, when I have stitched something, I have not hurried up, but I've gone to Michael's, I've gone to Hobby Lobby, I've gone and I have forced myself to find something to fully finish it because I normally don't like projects languishing when I finish them. However, if you pay attention to like Michael's, Hobby Lobby, actually not even Hobby Lobby so much. We'll get to that in a second. If you go to Michael's, they always have their seasonal stuff out and then it's on clearance and then they're getting something else in. Right now it's Halloween. Christmas is going to be right around the corner in there. I guarantee it. But like my next piece is I want possibly to stitch the Hello Summer freebie from Primrose Cottage Stitches. I love finding stuff like this to finish pieces on versus putting it on artist canvas. I don't know, I just love using other things to finish my cross stitch on. And summer stuff, like something that would fit Hello Summer, probably isn't going to be out until somewhat of next year, right? So I'm not going to rush that process anymore. What I'm going to do is put pieces in here and store them, the finished pieces in here, until I find stuff to fully finish them with. That's what I'm going to do. That's my plan for that box. Okay, reading really quick. So I got my book of the month in and I picked Forget Me Not by Stacey Willingham. And this book isn't even released yet. It doesn't come out until the end of August for everybody else. I have read a couple of her books. They're thriller, suspense, love them. So got that one. And then the book I'm currently reading is by Ania, and I think that's how you say your name, Ania Alborn, Good and Joyful Things. It's very good so far. This is a big book. So this is about a woman. She's married. They have 2 kids. I want to say she starts to have like a psychotic break. She thinks her husband is cheating. We'll see about that. I am 82 pages in, and I started it yesterday. I have read a couple books by this author. Absolutely love the 2 that I've read. She has written more than the 2 that I've read. The first one I read was called The Neighbors. Oh my. Oh my, my. And then the second one I read by her is called Brother. Again. Oh my, my. Brutal. The brother one was brutal, but when you find out the twist, my mouth fell open. But both of those books were very good. So if you like, she almost borderlines on horror sometimes. So if you like that kind of stuff, check her out. I'm liking this book very much. And that's all I have to share with you today. I'm going to get this clip up there in my editing software and go ahead and do some stitching. I'm going to start on that project. I like when something comes together in my mind and then it comes together in real life. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I will see you guys next time. Hey guys, today is Monday, August 4th, and I have a few minutes, so I thought I would update you. I do have some stitching progress. First off, this is the beautiful Pinny Tunny bag that I have my project, the cover sheet in. Remember, Fiddlesticks, what's it called? I don't know. Once upon a time, remember I changed the colors. Here is my progress. I did do a little bit yesterday. Looks good, right? I started in the middle, and there is like a lighter pinkish red here. I ordered some pink petite treasure braid because I didn't have any. I'm thinking of doing an accent right there. I love working on perforated paper so much. I cannot stress enough how much I enjoy this. Yeah, so progress. Not too bad for just a little bit yesterday. Okay, so I do have some purchases. I just checked my mail and I got some stuff. So first off, I'm going to show you something. So I purchased a few of the distressed oxides again, because if you remember a while ago, this was a couple years ago, I had a whole bunch. I was coloring paper, and then I just decided to get rid of them, and I sold them all on eBay. Well, I really love coloring the paper that way, because trying to use markers or paint or something, this works the best if you want to get a blended look to your paper, if you want to try to emulate hand-dyed fabric. So I have 6 colors that I bought, because 3 pinks, 3 oranges for future projects that I have in my head. But I wanted a way to store them that was not the typical tins that I had made by Ranger Ink. So I went on Etsy and I'm looking around, and I found a 3D printed place that you can put 2-inch bottles, because let me show you, the distressed inks, it's 2 inches around, right? And I found this one that has a small imperfection on the bottom, and it was only like $4.95. Can you even? Like, look how many this will store. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19 bottles it will store. So I don't know what I'm going to do once I get past 19, if that happens. Maybe I'll just buy another one of these. I just like this so much. And the imperfection is like on the bottom that no one is ever going to see. $4.95. Huge deal. So I love that. Absolutely love that. It's going to take me some time to fill this, because a lot of projects I have patterns for are just on plain white paper. So, but this is a Halloween one that I got. And then this is going to be the pinks for the Primrose Cottage Hello Summer that I'm going to do. So I absolutely love that. And it sits perfectly flat. I mean, it was a huge deal. Two patterns I got from 123 Stitch. This is Sweet Wing Studio to drink coffee. It says, I don't drink coffee to wake up. I wake up to drink coffee. I don't remember seeing this pattern, so absolutely love that. That would look fantastic on perforated paper. All this stuff would, right? So got that. And then this one is by Little Robin Designs called Peaceful Kingdom. And this makes me want to do the crown in Petite Treasure Braid because it's a crown. It says, when the queen is happy, there is peace in the kingdom. Very, very simple. And it's not too big, although I would probably have to do this on, if I did it on 14 count, it would be 10 by 10, just the stitching. So if I did it on 18 count, it would be a little bit smaller than that. So, but yeah, wouldn't the crown look really good done in a gold? Yes, yes, it would. So got those two patterns. And then I got some more needle minders. I ordered a bunch from Mad for Minders and they haven't shipped yet because I'm sure she's making them. But this is from Stitch My Story on Etsy. And this is how they came. They sent me a free one, so we'll see what that is. But I think this is 4 different. These are wood needle minders. I do remember that. They're funny though. Oh, that was smart. She stuck them to cut pieces of Ada. Okay, so this one says, eye rolling is my cardio. Please. I do that and I don't even know I'm doing it. But like I said, I love the wood and it's like, you can feel the letters like it's etched into it. But yeah, she put them on a piece of Ada. I thought that was really... This I absolutely loved because, you know, so many times we are constantly comparing ourselves to everybody else and how they do things. And we need to stop because none of this stuff is a competition. You are allowed to do things differently. I'm going to be putting this on my board right now. Love that one. Okay, we'll look at the free gift in a second. But I know I got 2 other ones. I forget. Now this one I love too. To-do list, just be. Not striving, not stretching, not trying to make something happen, manipulate. Just be. We are human beings. Love that. But this one was my favorite. It says, okay, I won't be doing any of that, but thank you. Like someone says, oh, do you want to go here and do the... No, I don't. But yeah, I thought they were really good quality and absolutely love them. So let's see the free gift that they sent. Ooh, I love them. Okay, so they sent 2. They sent a pair of scissors. But this one I love. It says 1 stitch at a time. Love it so much. So I will link them down below. And I will also link the Etsy store that I got that 3D printed thing from. Stitch My Story. So that's all I got. I'm on a quick break from work. And I hope you guys are having a good day. And I'll see you next time. Hey guys, today is Saturday, August 9th. And I have not done any kind of crafting since last Sunday. This week was one of the worst work weeks that I've had in a really long time. Early mornings, late nights, no time for crafting. Hopefully sometime this weekend, either today or tomorrow. But I did want to come on here and show you some haul that I got and an idea for a project that I came up with. So first, I have been a subscriber to Just Cross Stitch for a really long time. And I have loved this pattern from their November, December 2013 issue forever. And I don't know why I haven't stitched it. Maybe this year. It is by Alessandra Adelaide, believe it or not. And it is called Christmas Ornament. I love this so much. Now, will I do it in white? Maybe, because it would look really good. I do like the green, so I would do this on perforated paper. Color white paper green. I think there is an olive color, but I wouldn't try to make it, you know, hand dyed, modeled like that. So, yeah, just to point that out, that I have loved this pattern forever, and I don't know why I've never stitched it. I have no idea. Okay, I did get my project bags in from Pinny and Tunny, Lynn. They are fabulous. So the first one I got is a Valentine themed one. What I really love is the back. Roses. Love roses. Love anything roses. Love her bags so much. They are perfect. They are well made. The inside is, you know, it's perfect. Love. Love so much. This next one is one of my favorite ones. So I got 2 Halloween ones. And this is, I want to say it's Teresa Kogut fabric. Maybe. Look at this. Are you kidding me right now? Look at that lady. And then the back is this. Yes. Love. And then the inside is like polka dot Halloween. And then the last one I got, love this one too. Like autumn themed. Look at that. Look at those pumpkins. And the back is the same fabric. And then the inside is that same polka dot fabric that was in the other one. Love Lynn's fabric so much. The bags, love them. Okay. Needle minders. I got one of my orders from Mad for Minders. I wound up placing 2 different orders. And this is how they come in the envelope. So that's pretty cool. You know, packaged up very nicely. You know, when you send needle minders, you got to be careful. Ooh, very nice. Okay, so in like bubble wrap and on some of these, wow, that one's bigger than I thought. Some of these are so funny. Let me just unwrap both of them. And I don't think that these are all of the ones that I ordered because I know I placed the second order. I don't know. We'll see. Wait a minute, I'm pulling it out of the package. I should have did this before I turned the camera on, but such is life. Oh no, where's the other? Yeah, okay. Some of these are so funny that I got. If I can ever get them. Okay. You're gonna laugh. All right. So let me like get these situated because some were twisted the other way. All right. This first one. This is how long my tolerance for people lasts. If you are familiar and a child of the 80s maybe, or even before that, this is fruit stripe gum. This is the zebra from fruit stripe gum. And fruit stripe gum, the flavor lasts like 2 seconds. I could chew a whole pack of that in a day when I was a kid. Yeah, I laughed so hard. This is how long my tolerance for people lasts. This one says, if perfection doesn't exist, then how do you explain coffee? This one up here says, that's what I do. I cross stitch and I know things. Kind of like a play on the Game of Thrones thing. Then this one says, coffee helps me mimic socially acceptable behavior. This is a wood needle minder. You know me, I love the wood ones because the light does not glare off of them. This is bigger than I anticipated. Still love it. This one says, I may look calm, but in my head, I've pecked you 3 times. And then this says, coffee is my Valentine. So then here's 2 more. And these are also good. So this one says, oh, you don't like me? I'm going to need a minute to recover from the tragedy. Like, fuck off, right? There's that one. And then this one says, relax, we're all crazy. It's not a competition. It's not a competition, people. It really isn't. Okay, patterns. I did place an order with 1, 2, 3 stitch, and you're going to know why, but I'm going to show you one of the patterns I got, and then we're going to talk about my idea for a Halloween project. So this is called Coffee. And I say it like that because there's an exclamation point after the word coffee, by Amy Brucken Designs. And I got this for this pattern. I love this pattern. Not that I don't love this one, but I will probably just stitch this one. Love it. Love it so much. And it calls for Weeks Dye Works, but there is a DMC conversion because most of the time I will convert to DMC because I have the whole set. Okay. Here is the story of how Danielle went down the rabbit hole and wound up having a whole new project. So if you have been living under a cross-stitch rock, proverbially, and I didn't even say that right. Deep breath. There is a needlework market from the 22nd of this month through the 25th. I think those are the dates. Anyway, I always order from Top Knot Stitcher for those markets because I've met Abby. I like her. I like her shop. She posts new stuff all the time on there. So she always has a link on her page when these markets are coming up because there's only 2 markets, this one and then the one in March. So every day, it seems like she's posting new stuff because people are releasing what they're getting or what they're, I cannot speak today. They are putting up what they are releasing. So I check this stuff every day. I noticed that there were some releases from Erin Elizabeth Designs, who is Shannon Christine Designs' sister. And I thought to myself, well, I haven't looked at Shannon Christine Designs' website in a while, and I really like the aesthetic of her designs. I'm like, let me go look. Danielle. So I came upon a 9-part series for Shannon Christine Designs called Spooky House. And I will link it down below because I only have the first 3 houses. I went ahead and just ordered all 9. I did. And you know, these designers are smart because they don't sell all the patterns in a set. You have to buy each one individually. So here, I'm going to show you the first 3, and then I'm going to explain how I came to what I came to. Because she stitches them all 3 all on one big piece of fabric. She even has a free border to go with it. And I thought that would be giant on perforated paper. And I went, I don't really want to stitch it on fabric either. I got to figure out a way to display it, stitching each house individually on perforated paper. Here's the first house. And these are all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 9 colors, believe it or not. All the houses are different, but the same, if that makes sense. So there's 1. Here's 2. And then here's 3. I love this one. And I love the different borders on the bottom. There are 9 of these, 9 different houses. So I spent the morning, I want to say Tuesday or Wednesday morning. I was up really early for work and I was searching. I was searching for a frame that I could display 9 different houses in, and that would look cohesive, right? I know that there is like this Victorian house frame that was so cool, but the spaces weren't big enough. And I thought, well, wait a minute, why do I want to display houses in a house? No. So I'm putting in, like in Google, 9 opening frame. I'm looking, I mean, I spent a good bit of time looking. And then I found this frame at Michael's. And I wound up going to get it because the frame was $50, 50% off, marked down to $25. I had a $15 coupon, so I only paid $10 for it. So let me show you the frame and show you my idea. Okay. I'm trying to get it all in there. You can see you clip the pictures in this, right? And then this is actually something that you can frame. If you look at the back of it, that's a frame and a frame. So here was my idea. And when I when I got this, I went, oh my God. There are 9 openings, but I would only be able to stitch 8 houses. I would put each house on one of these clips, right? And then in the center, I would get a piece of Halloween scrapbook paper and then put like Happy Halloween or Spooky Town, because that's the name of the patterns. Something like that. So I'm going to pick 8 houses out of the 9, and then I'll just stitch the 9th one and finish it some other way. But isn't that a really cool idea? So because these spaces, this is 4 inches wide, I have to stitch all the houses on 18 count paper, because 18 count paper, it is like 3.88 by 3.88. So they will fit nice here. Now there will be bigger spaces in between here. So what I did was I went on and I bought a pack like of coordinating scrapbook paper, embellishments, and thought to myself, I could put some of these stickers in between. Let me show you again. Let me hold it up. Some of these stickers in between the houses, right? Or I could find a way to make it look like a town. Maybe find, I don't know, a Halloween tree, or do something like that. I have to put my thinking cap on for the in-between because I want it to look all cohesive. But wouldn't it be cool? It's going to look like a town, like a road, right? Like that's what I'm thinking anyway. And then in the middle, like I said, I will use one of those scrapbook papers and put Spooky Town or Happy Halloween. And I even saw, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jostle the camera there. I even saw there is one of these papers right here says, let's get spooky. I could put one of these papers, cut it to that middle size, and then cut out the let's get spooky and do that and kind of decorate that with trees or Halloween or some of these stickers. The sky's the limit, right? Because guess what? You can do what you want. You can be as creative as you want. So I got that, but then I also got like a whole bunch of different Halloween stickers because I thought to myself, I love to have choices, and I really like to finish this stuff with scrapbook materials. It's so much, I don't want to say easier, but let me show you some of these that I got. Because each of these, I don't know, they're like $3, $4 for a sheet of these stickers. And I mean, I'll save them. I'll save them and use them for other projects. So, all right. So we got like this one. You know, I could use this sticker. Happy Halloween. Let me set these though. Let me do this. I mean, I could really go crazy. I showed you that one. This is the one I didn't show you. You know, with putting maybe the witch's legs on one of them, putting the potion bottles in between, or maybe a broom. I mean, I really could just go crazy, right? I don't want it to look too chaotic though. Like I want it to have, I mean, look at these. Look, this says boo. There's a little house, but look, like trick or treat, you know, a skeleton. I mean, I really got to think about it. It could almost be like that town, like it could be Halloween night and kids are trick or treating. So between the houses, I could put like this Frankenstein guy, like he's dressed up. I mean, I really could, or, oh my God, no, I got to use these. Look at these little kids. Okay. Look, I could put these in between the houses, like they're walking around. Put her flying up in the air. I mean, dude, yeah. Really gonna have to think about it. And what I'll probably try to do is cut out the stickers and kind of lay them out before I stick them down. But yeah, I got a whole bunch of these, so I will have so many like doodads for finishing. These are really cute though. I love scrapbooking. I love scrapbook stuff. yeah, I mean, there's just so much of this. I mean, I even like the October 31. There's some, yeah, love these. Boy, I didn't realize I got this many. I got so many. I got like every one they had. Look at the skeleton that's got a pumpkin head on. But yeah, so much of these, so much of this stuff. It's very cute. Oops, that slid off. Okay, there's only 2 more. But yeah, it's going to take me some time to finish all of these. But also, I'm realistic now, like with my cross stitch. I realize that this is probably going to take me an entire year to do. I probably will not have this project done until next Halloween, because when I stitch a house, it's almost like I'm probably going to want to break in between houses to, so I'm not stitching those same colors like 8 houses in a row. So if you have any ideas for how I could really finish this, you know, with some of the ideas that I had with the scrapbook paper, but if you have any other ideas, put them in the description box. No, comment below, because I'm really curious as to what ideas you guys could come up with. Like I said, I don't want it too chaotic. I don't want it too busy. So when I stitch the houses and do the center, I might just not even put stuff in between them. I don't know, because it could get really busy very quickly. I might just use this center thing to decorate for Halloween, like put some of the little kids, and I don't know. But yeah, I have to think. Need to put my thinking cap on. We'll see. But that's all I have to share with you guys. I hope you have had a better week than I have had. And I hope you're stitching and crafting and doing all the good things. And I will see you next time, hopefully with some stitching. Hey guys, today is Sunday, August 10th. And I'm actually not feeling that well today. In all transparency, I made the huge mistake of eating spicy Doritos at like midnight last night and then going to bed. Woke up with horrible heartburn, acid reflux, and I still don't feel good from it. No more eating late at night. I'm done. That was a lesson. That was a lesson learned for sure. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys, I don't remember if I showed you, I think I did, but I can't remember. My setup when I stitch here in my craft room and the way that I'm going to stitch going forward at a retreat. So I use, and I will link his shop down below. It's Palmetto South Designs on Etsy. It is this tray. I knew that was going to happen. So I have my name and initial is like emblazoned on here. This is an Ort jar that I bought a set of 4 jars. This is a 2-inch round mason jar for my Orts. Pin cushion, bobbin holder. This is like a felt piece right here that I put the current floss I'm working with. I use these. These are Crayola Twistables. I use those for highlighting my patterns now because I'm so deathly afraid of dropping a highlighter on fabric, which I have done. But these are needle minders because there's 2 magnets underneath here. Thread conditioner, scissors, lip balm I always have, and my readers. So usually I will set the pencil there. And usually, I mean, I have these on. So that will all fit there. Now, if you've gone to a retreat, and if you've gone to a retreat that has like the round banquet tables, when you have 8 people, when you have a full table, space can be limited. So I was aiming to have the smallest footprint that I could have at a retreat. So if I have this in front of me, and then I have my light, so I have my halo glow light over here, I needed a way to have my pattern board a little higher, so I could basically set this on it and have it go up instead of sideways, right? I hope that made sense. So I was thinking, okay, I need a shelf, I need a tablet holder, I need something that's going to elevate my pattern holder, which is this. A couple weeks ago, I had been doing some research and I found this tablet holder at Five Below. It was only $7. Acrylic. It's very cute. And this moves. So you could turn it if you really wanted to, right? I usually keep it here. And then I will set this here. And it holds it. And then what I do is I will set the tray. I knew that was going to do that. I'm a hot mess today. You can angle it a little bit more. I just need to do this for demonstration purposes. And then what I will do is I set this like right here. And so that's a pretty small footprint, I feel like. I just wanted to show you that because it's been working really well. So when I go to Ocean City, like the 3rd week of September, it's going to be the first time that I'm going to be trying this in person somewhere. Now, in Ocean City, there is plenty of room at the tables, so room is never really an issue there. But in New Jersey, we have a full table of 8 people, and it can get kind of tight. Okay, so I wanted to show you that. I will link the Etsy shop for this guy because he redesigned the tray to make these wider so you can fit more bobbins. It's really nice. I think that was $40 or $45 for that tray, I want to say. Okay. So remember when I showed yesterday the big Halloween frame and my idea, right? That I wanted something to put in between the houses that reminded me to make it look like a town or a village. And I even asked Bill his opinion because he has advised me many times on finishing. So we were done all of our stuff that we wanted to do yesterday. And I said, hey, do you want to ride to Hobby Lobby with me? Because all of their fall and autumn stuff was like 40% off. So this was the time for me to look for something for the frame. And I explained to him what I wanted. And I said, inspiration is going to have to strike. Like I'll walk out of there with nothing. I did want to get, though, they have this pumpkin spice potpourri that is in these paper sachets. I love it so much. I wanted to get 2 of those. They were 40% off. I only paid like $1.19 for each sachet. I got 2. I have one in the library and one in my bedroom. Smells so good. It's amazing. But I did find something. And when we came home, I pulled them out. I put them on the frame, just trying to see where I would lay. And I think it's going to work. So what did I get? So what's nice about Hobby Lobby is they have like a whole aisle of like craft stuff, like fall doodads and wood pieces and all this. So I found this set of mini leaves, which are 45 pieces, and it was 40% off of that. But look at them. They don't look cheap or junky or like, you know, it's not like it's a sticker. I'm going to have to glue them. But I loved the ombre look of these leaves. And they're not too big. So what I did was I put them on the frame just haphazardly just to see and try to mimic leaves falling, right? It's autumn, it's Halloween. I think it's going to work. So I got 2 of these. There's 45 pieces in here. I literally could have gotten away with 1, but who knows? I may be able to use some in another finish. But I love them so much. And for how cheap they were, I'll just have to glue them on the frame. Yeah, so that's what I got. And the only other thing that I got was this glass pumpkin, which was also 40% off. And I still have the tag on it. I haven't cut it off yet. I'm going to put it on the shelf in the library. I loved it. It was the last one in this color. They had like clear, they had, you know, orange. I love the teal. I love it so much. And yeah, it was $13.99 and then 40% off. So it was like 7 something, 8 something. I love it. Bill was like, yeah, go ahead and get it. So those were the only 2 things that I got at Hobby Lobby. We got out of there pretty cheap. And when I came home, I did do a tiny bit of stitching. So if you remember, I am working on Once Upon a Time by Fiddlesticks AU, and I will put the picture up here because I don't have the cover page here. I figured out, this is going to be my first time trying to put a picture up when I am talking. I think I can do it. I figured it out. And like I'd said before, I like to use the Petite Treasure braid in some accents on some pieces. And so what I wanted to do was use the Petite Treasure braid. I did it on, and it's a little bit hard to see, the outside of her sleeve is Petite Treasure braid, and then part of the stem or the leaves of the apple are Petite Treasure braid. But this is what I got done yesterday. I finished the hand. The hand's completely done. And I'm starting down here on the apple. So, and then I finished the sleeve. Trying to see, it's hard to see the glitter. But I had ordered, I love Petite Treasure braid so much. I had ordered a couple colors from 123 Stitch because I wasn't sure the shade of pink that I needed. Well, when they came, it's perfect. So I ordered these 4 colors, which I will use in other projects. So this is like a mauve, this is a burgundy, a lighter pink. This is the pink that I wound up using it on her sleeve. Perfect, absolutely perfect. I was so happy with that. And then the last thing I have to share with you guys today is I did purchase a pattern. I love Java Girl stitches. I have just started watching Flosstube again, and there's a handful of people that I like to watch. She is one because she does a lot of finishing, a lot of stitching, and we like the same kind of patterns. So she showed this pattern, and I had to get it off of Etsy. Giselle's cross stitch. It's strawberry. So I watched her. She had the Halloween one where she showed Halloween stitching. But the video before that was her summer stitching. And this just, I just love this so much. I know I'll stitch this someday, and it's not that big. I love the fact that it's in the shape of a strawberry and it spells out strawberry. How cool is that? Yeah, I just love that so much. So I will link that down below. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I am going to stitch some more today after I do this video. I am hoping to get a bunch more done on the apple. And yeah, I want to get this piece done because I do want to stitch the Hello Summer while I have everything kitted for it before summer is over with, because I mean, we are approaching the middle of August already. Yeah. So we will see. We will see. But I hope you guys are all having a good weekend, and I will see you next time. Hey guys, today is Tuesday, August 12th, and I have a tiny bit to share with you. First, I had to restart this pattern, the Once Upon a Time by Fiddlesticks AU. When I got to the part that is the apple, remember I changed the colors. The shading wasn't right. And I was like, ugh. So instead of tearing it out and then tearing out her whole sleeve, which I had stitched in that darker color, I just decided to start over. And so I don't have very much done, but one thing I decided to do, and you have to just excuse, I'm in the middle of stitching the hand, so I have like a needle threaded. I decided to put washi tape around the outside of the paper because if you've ever stitched with perforated paper, what will happen, and it happened to me quite a bit, is my threads will get caught on the edge of the paper. It's annoying as fuck. So washi tape looks pretty good. I like it. And so I went through like my other whips that I have and put washi tape around that paper too. But yeah, so that's all I have done. And I actually wound up doing 2 strands this time of the Petite Treasure braid. And it shows up better with 2 strands than just 1. But yeah, so I am just on my way again with that piece. And I'm debating whether to work on more than one project, like do a half hour on something, then switch and do a half hour on something else, because I have a bunch of projects kitted up and ready to go. Yeah, I'm still on the fence about that. But I did get my last little bit of needle minders in the mail today from Mad for Minders, so let's look at those. They are all wood ones. An apple, I just absolutely love that. Stained glass dragonfly, flower, and then the Wicked Witch, I'll get you my pretty. Is that what it says? Yeah. So that is it for needle minders, because boy did I buy a lot, right? Very nice though. I use a ton of them on my board, so they all get used. But let's talk about Kathy Barrick patterns, because I watched Catherine's Stitching Chronicles, I want to say. And no, it wasn't her. I do like her. I watched her, but I watched the Tattooed Stitcher this morning. And one of her whips is Kathy Barrick's October 31st. And she is stitching it on like this lime green fabric. It looked fabulous. So I did not have the pattern, so went on Etsy, picked it up. I love it so much. Yeah, I like it very much. So it's not that big. Let's see, what's the size of it? On 18 count, it's 5 3/8 by 4 3/4, or on 14 count, 6 7/8 by 6 1/8. So not too hateful, right? Not too big. But I also found 2 other patterns that I owned by her that, you know, in the continuing series on this channel, why have I not stitched that yet? This one, Crowns of Blue, which I am so very tempted. See all the letters that are in gold? I'm very tempted to stitch those in gold Petite Treasure braid. That would be my mark, right? I love this one so much. I have a thing for alphabets. I like the alphabet. Now this one, really this one falls under, why have I not fucking stitched this yet? Wildflowers. Look at that. Okay, what I would stitch this center thing. I wouldn't stitch these motifs in the corners or the words. I just want the flower. And I would do it somewhat like this. You know, I would color some 18 count perforated paper in this fabric color, which it's beautiful. It's like taupe and olive green, it looked like. What is the fabric? Okay, it's seaweed from Fox and Rabbit that they used. So yeah, seaweed, like different shades of green. And then they used NPI silks, but there is a DMC conversion. Somehow I was thinking my little touch of Petite Treasure braid would be maybe the center of the flowers, like the one color that's around there, if I can figure out what it is. I mean, I'll figure it out when I kit it up and start it, but isn't it gorgeous? I love this one so much. Again, why am I not going to stitch that? And then the last thing, so I have a hair appointment on Saturday. You know, over the length of this channel, I mean, over the length of my entire life, I have had many different hairstyles and hair colors. My mom's sister, up until, I mean, she's been gone for about 5 years now, if not more. That's been more than that. 6 or 7 years now. She was a hairdresser, so, and I would get all my haircuts and stuff for free. So I literally had all kinds of stuff as a kid. As I've gotten older, you know, you go through menopause and things like that, your hair does change. It gets thinner, it gets drier, and you get gray. At least I do. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but there is some gray in there. And there is, the roots are coming through because my last hair appointment was the beginning of May. I want to say like May 10th, something like that. So I'm long overdue. I'm going to put up a picture here because I went on Pinterest and I'm like, you know, I want something different. I want something a little shorter because I was telling Bill the other day, I'm like, it takes me so long as a woman to get ready. Shower, makeup, drying hair, curling hair. I was like, I'm not complaining. Not complaining because I'm very thankful to have hair after losing it during chemo and all of that. But damn, like, I don't want my hair short, but I found this inspiration picture on Pinterest. Don't you love that? I do. I love the color and the cut. So I messaged the picture to my hairstylist and said, I'm looking to do this on Saturday. Do you think that's possible? And she was like, ooh, I love that picture. So I showed it to Bill. And I debated whether to show it to Bill because he likes my hair long. And he's not the one that has to fucking fix it though. So I showed it to him. And in the nicest way possible, he said, is it just me or does your hair never look like the picture? And I said, well, number one, she's not a magician. That's an inspiration picture. It doesn't mean my hair is going to look exactly like that. We are shooting for something like that. You know, my hair is different than that model's. Length, texture, that model's hair is very thick. Mine's not bad, but it is thinner than when I was younger. Is it just me? Or does your hair never look like the picture? Shut the fuck up. Like, like what? So, we will see come Saturday what it winds up looking like. But, there was a woman on Instagram. It was either Instagram or TikTok. She made a really good point. I think she's a hairdresser. She had her hair all pinned back, right? And she said, so many women are like, I don't want to get my hair cut short, but then they have long hair and they constantly have it pulled off their face, up in a ponytail, up in a bun. And she said, instead of having, and she pulled out whatever she had in the back of her hair. She goes, instead of having this short, sassy cut. And when she fluffed it out, it looked so good. And I thought, she's 100% right. She is 100% right. Because most of the time, I have my hair in a headband or up in a clip or something. And I thought, yeah, I need something different. And that color is warmer, you know, for fall. So looking forward to seeing what my hairstylist can do. I have full faith in her. She's wonderful. So, but yeah, that's all I have for you today. I'm actually going to try to go do some stitching. Yeah, want to get some more progress on this. I would like to get to the spot that I was at before I had to start over. So I would like to get her hand done and start stitching the apple. Yeah, I would like to get that done so I can move on to something else. But it's not a race. We know this. It's the joy. It's the joy of stitching. But okay. I hope you guys are doing good, and I will see you next time. Hey guys, today is Thursday, August 14th, and I just realized the camera's crooked. There we go. Just a little bit to share with you today. I finished a really good book this morning, A.R. Torre's newest release called A Happy Marriage. Yeah, really good. Available on Kindle Unlimited. It is domestic suspense, so if you like those kind of books. Did I just start it yesterday? I mean, I've read this one pretty quickly, so very, very good. All right, stitching. So I'm still working on Fiddlesticks AU's Once Upon a Time, which is their model is this picture. I changed the colors, remember, because and I had to restart it, if you remember from the last clip. Well, I was able to get some stitching done the last 2 days and just forget about the string because I'm in the middle of stitching the letters. I have progress. So I was stitching this when Bill came home from work yesterday, and he was like, oh, that's a nice looking peach. I said, that's an apple. It's a pink apple. He was like, oh. I said, it's supposed to be like Snow White. Why would I be stitching a peach? First of all, peach is like orange. No, apple. But I am liking it very, very much. And I didn't get a ton of time to stitch, but I mean enough. I mean, I stitched a bunch Sunday. I want to say Monday. No, Tuesday. It was Tuesday. You know, got her hand done, got the apple. Yeah, I'm very pleased with my progress for, you know, not having a ton of time to stitch. I did get a new pattern because I have placed an order with Top Knot Stitcher for some patterns from the Needlework Market that is at the end of this month. Just wait. I got some really good ones, so I will be sure to show them on this channel. But one of the patterns that had been in there, I noticed wasn't there. And so I went searching, and I was able to get it from this person's Etsy store. So this is Boomerang Stitches, Milkweed, and Monarch. And what drew me to this was the big butterfly. I mean, this, so half of it solidly stitched. This isn't. The only thing that's stitched here is this. And really, if you wanted to be, I don't know, cheeky or whatever, you wouldn't even have to stitch the flowers. But I do like them. But the butterfly is really, really what drew me to this. So, yeah, I will link their Etsy store down below. Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so 2 more patterns from Fiddlesticks AU that I have owned for a long time and fall into the category, why the fuck haven't I stitched these yet? It's going to be an ongoing series on this channel, no doubt about that. So normal is boring. Absolutely love that because, yes, please, be yourself. Don't try to be like everybody else, right? Love that. Love the letters. I don't know that I would stitch this on blue, only because these blues, they stand out, but, I mean, you can't stitch it on white because up here is white. So I would have to put on some thinking caps and figure out how I would do it. And then this one is one of my favorite ones, and this is one of the major ones. Why the heck haven't I stitched this one? Faith, Trust, Pixie Dust. So I had an idea way back when I bought this pattern of stitching the word faith. And I think is it all one color? No, there's 2 colors. I was thinking of stitching in a Petite Treasure braid, but I don't know if I could. That'd be a lot of stitching on Petite Treasure braid. But the biggest thing that I was going to do was, these are all French knots. Pixie Dust is supposed to be done in French knots. I can do French knots now from doing embroidery. I learned and perfected it. No problem. I was going to do pixie dust, those words, in beads. Wouldn't that look cool in beads? Like, get the bead assortment. Mill Hill makes a bead assortment that is just all different colors of beads all mixed together. Because you can see these are all different colors. And I was like, that would look so cool. I still want to do that. And I would probably stitch this on black perforated paper because it would stand out so much. Absolutely love this. Okay. The last thing I have to share with you guys today is a diamond painting. Yes, I hadn't bought a diamond painting from Diamond Art Club because if you remember, the one I got on Prime Day was from Diamond Art Club's site on Amazon. But buying one from their actual site, I hadn't bought one in so long that I've lost my diamond status. It's fine. It's fine. I did have enough reward points for free shipping though, which was good. So I saw this and just really wanted it. It is round. It is Maia by Mica Jelena. Love those blues and all of that. And that background, that is black. I'm going to pull out the canvas. See, I like how they put the bigger image now on the box. I'm going to pull out the canvas and show you. We're not going to go through the diamonds and do all that. But this is a 22 by 22 inch square. So let's pull out the canvas and take a peek. I really do like how Diamond Art Club packages their stuff now. You know, it's in like this different kind of box and the box slides out. There's no, yeah, I really like it. All right. I throw away this plastic bag anyway because you can't tear it nicely. It always looks like, you know, an animal chewed through it. So I will throw that away. But I will wrap the diamonds. It's a lot of black in here. I don't think there's that many colors in this, believe it or not, because it was a lot of teals and blues. We're going to see. Let me, oh, and it's not like, it's not this way, it's this way. So it's a little bit different. Yeah, this one is actually not that big. I'm going to try to roll it the opposite way. 23 colors. So, I mean, the one I'm working on, which, man, I haven't diamond painted in so long. I need to take a day or two and just sit down and do some diamond painting. I'm working on Dee Dee by Hannah Lynn. And that one is much bigger than this. And it's like 43 colors or something. Okay, so, yeah, there are 23 colors. And it looks like there are 3 special diamonds. So, it must be 2 fairy dust and 1 something. As I drop it. Very pretty, right? Yeah, I love it. It's so cool. And yeah, that is all in the background. You can see all black. Oh, this is the perforated. This is my first kit of getting the perforated clear cover. Interesting. But yeah, love it, love it, love it. Love it so much. Mica Jelena is one of my favorite artists on Diamond Art Club. I have a bunch of her diamond paintings. So yeah, that's all I got. Work this week has been much better than last week. Thank God, because I could not have another week like I had last week. Yeah, everything's going pretty good. So hope you guys are all having a good week as well, and I will see you next time. Hey guys, today is August 20th, and I feel like it has been a really long time since I've done a clip for this. Work has just really been busy, and the weekend was busy. As you can see, I did get my hair done, so I'm still getting used to it. I mean, it's very different. It's cut a couple inches shorter, and it's darker on the roots than what it shows in the viewfinder or on camera. It's just going to take me a little bit of getting used to it. And you know, I said something, I think, in the last clip about hair. And I realized that I was a little bit incorrect in that. And then I said, you know, why have hair if you're just going to pull it back all the time? You can see I have it pulled back. And, you know, I thought about that, and I like headbands and clips and bobby pins, and it's like hair jewelry a little bit. So, and when I have my hair down, I always have, no matter how I've had my hair cut, I always have the hardest time, it seems like, fixing the front where it's not hanging in my face. So, I mean, I just ordered a clip today that I saw in a video where you can do like a little bun. But yeah, I'm still, I can't say I'm absolutely in love with it, but I wanted something different. This is something different. I was in the chair a long time on Saturday to get this done. My hairdresser is very thorough in fixing roots and things and having it look correct. So, but by the end of it, I literally messaged Bill and I was like, is this even worth it? Like, the hair, the makeup, the nails. Sometimes I really, really question my efforts. And he was like, of course it is. Of course it is. Yeah, it's tiring. It is surely tiring. Okay. So stitching, I couldn't remember what I had showed you, but I think I have done a little more since the last time you saw it. Just excuse I'm in the middle of stitching some words, but I'm still working on my brain. I'm sorry, work has been very complicated lately. Fiddlesticks AU. I'll put the picture up here. It's Once Upon a Time. I changed all the colors and I wound up, and I know it's probably hard to see it, I did the dot on the eye in the Petite Treasure braid that I did here on her arm, on her sleeve. You know, for something so small, this is taking me quite a bit of time. It's because I haven't stitched. So this is the 20th. I haven't stitched since the 15th. I haven't stitched in 5 days. I'm hoping to today because my job just ended. And then one other thing I wanted to show you, I was looking through the Halloween issue of Just Cross Stitch, and I saw this piece again and I really liked it. So let me see, who is this by? Sarah Gilbert of Mod Cross Patterns. So it says Cat and Bat and Ghost and Witch Halloween is my favorite to stitch. And it looks like the purple is a variegated thread. Let me see. Yeah, Purple Iris by the Gentle Art Sampler Threads. And what I was thinking, I don't necessarily love that ghost. I'd love to find a ghost button if I could. I don't know if they even make one. But I like all the other elements of it. So that looks like it would be a fun stitch. But you know, I forget, like, for this variegated thread, I forget that I have all of the color variations from DMC. I have the entire set. So I could probably find something in that would fit if I didn't want to buy, although I love Gentle Arts threads. I love all the overdyes. It's just purchasing them, right? But yeah, I really love that. So that's it. That's all I have. Yeah, let me pull this down and I'll show you guys. This is quite messy though, because it has yeah, she did a good job. It just takes some getting used to when I do something like this, because I mean my hair was like down to here, so it is cut quite differently, and the color is very different than what I had. Yeah, my eyeshadow is crazy today. But yeah, I ran out of time today when I was I had to do something for work in the morning that I didn't expect to have to do. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to pull this up in a clip and call it a day. And that's exactly what I did. But yeah, so, like I said, it gets tiring just doing all of it. When you really think about it, nobody cares. because everyone's worried about themselves. So nobody cares what you got on, what your hair looks like, none of that. Yeah, so give yourself some grace, ladies, with trying to look good and do all that. It's exhausting, truly. And I find as I get older, okay, just a little tangent. I saw a TikTok today by Bethany Frankel. I really like her. She said, when you turn 40, it's, I don't know. I think that's what she said. I don't know. When you turn 50, it's no. And then when you turn 60, she said, it's a fuck you. She said it was something like that. It was fitting. It fit. Because I feel like as I get older, I have less fucks to give. I need to stitch. I'm going to put a picture of it up here. I need to stitch this pattern from Etsy, and I'll link it. You know, the count from Sesame Street where he's counting like a one, you know, a one chair, two, blah, 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 whatever, zero fox. I'm like, I should do that one next, I swear, because oh God, I'm telling you. But yeah, I am so glad our work day is done. You have no idea. But yeah, so I hope you guys are all doing good, and I'll see you in the next clip. Hey guys, today is Thursday, August 28th. I hope you all have been doing well. I'm just going to get right into it because I have to start work in like 20 minutes. So I do have a finish. I did finish Fiddlesticks AU's Once Upon a Time and put it in the piece I had gotten at Michael's. I think it turned out pretty good. I did have a moment though. So when I finish this is washi tape I put around the outside. But when I do perforated paper, I back it with cardstock, and then I will stick that to this. And what I do is I have a Xyron Creative Station that is 9 inches wide and will make anything into a sticker. That's how I apply the adhesive. You just run it through, peel it off. The whole back is sticky. Something got messed up with the cartridge. And the cartridges, to me, they're almost $50. They're like $48. Now, the last time I had bought a cartridge was in 2023, so they last quite a bit. But I had to wind up buying a new cartridge because this one just got so messed up. So I was able to get the cardstock on the back of this, but then I had to use double-sided sticky tape to actually glue this to this. But I think it just turned out so fantastic. I absolutely love it. This is going to go on one of the bookshelves because Once Upon a Time, fairy tale, story. Yeah. So, a finish. Love it. Absolutely love it. My next project is actually going to be something that I mentioned in this vlog that why have I not fucking stitched this yet? Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery's Autumn. Now, I said up and down in this vlog that I was going to stitch next the Hello Summer freebie from Primrose Cottage Stitches. I lied. Because now I'm to the point where it's like I want to stitch autumn and Halloween stuff. Yeah. So I have changed a couple of the colors in this though. So I'm going to kind of explain that. So I actually ordered, there are 2 overdyes. One is Gassed Fragrant Cloves, which is a beautiful orange color. And the other one is Weeks Dye Works Indian Summer, I think, which is this color the autumn is stitched in. So let me show you first why I wound up changing some of the colors. I colored this paper myself. This was white 14 count perforated paper. I used some of the sprays, Tim Holtz, some of the sprays, and just colored the paper sort of like a brown, yeah. because that's what they used, right? So when I pulled the colors and put them up against here, the brown colors, like the color of the acorn, all of it really started to blend in. And I thought, no. Now, here's the wonderful thing about cross stitch. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You can change any color you want. You can make anything, any color. There are no rules. So do what you want. I decided that I was going to make the acorns this color. I know. You ever seen a blue acorn? Nope, me neither. But going to now. So the acorns are going to be this color, the body of the acorn. And I'm also, to tie this in, I'm going to make the basket also this color. Because let's face it, I've never had like a color theory course, but it makes sense that you kind of want to tie in colors, like not just have one color outstanding, right? Does that make sense? I know there are those of you out there that have taken color theory and are true. My friend Anne comes to mind because she paints, she does all kinds of things. So Anne, I know, let me know if I'm correct. But I decided to make the basket the same color. Now, because I got my hair done to a darker color, this little girl, yeah, her hair is going to apply to me. I'm thinking of changing this guy's hair to like a blonde because for Bill. I didn't want to make him bald. Bill's currently bald. But, yeah. And then the pink. See the pink here? There's pink, like light pink. And then at the top of this, I changed it to this pink. Just darker. Like it was just too light of a pink. And then when I get down to like the pumpkin pie, like I'm going to have to make color changes as I go along with this. Like the corn, I think I'm going to make like more of a yellow. A really bright yellow maybe. I don't know. But you know how now I've been wanting to make my mark as far as stitching something on a piece with petite treasure braid. I'm going to stitch her headband. Her headband is going to be like this, like a bluey color. So yeah, I love this piece so much. Like I said, why the fuck haven't I stitched it? Because I've owned it, feels like forever. I'm going to get started hopefully tomorrow. Saturday, Bill is going to be gone all day fishing. I mean, literally from like 2 in the morning, probably all the way till 8 o'clock at night. I'm going to have the whole day to stitch. Hold 1 second. Okay. That was me getting rung into my work file. Sounds like a telephone. Yes. Okay. So yes, going to enjoy stitching on this. I'm hoping to get started on this tomorrow. I might be off work tomorrow. Yeah. I hope to come back in the next day or two and show you a little bit of progress, and then that will be my last clip. The needlework show is over. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your hats here. I counted up the amount of patterns I bought. 24. I know. Please, no judgment. Like, you should see, man, I got some good ones. There were so many good ones. Yeah, 24. So that will be in next month's vlog for sure, because I probably will not even get them until next week or the week after. Okay, I did get 2 new patterns from Etsy. Of course, I had to, after I talked to you guys, I had to go get the Count Von No Fucks pattern that I linked. Dude, are you kidding me? I need to stitch this immediately. This is from Clayford Designs on Etsy. I linked it down below. Yes. Now, I have like over 100 patterns in my cart in Etsy. I have them saved for later. So whenever I go to get one, I tend to add another one in there just so it's not by itself, right? I have looked at this pattern so much. And again, because I'm like in the autumn Halloween, this is Stitchrovia's Colors of Halloween. Look at that. Is that not amazing? Each one of those would be a tiny little finish. Now, I would have to stitch this on 18 count paper because of the size of it. I love this so much. Love. And then the last thing is what I'm reading. So I've read a couple of good books. If you follow me on Goodreads, you will see, because I post on there what I read. But I'm currently reading The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. This was a very popular book last year, and I got it earlier this year in one of my boxes. It's about a girl disappearing from a summer camp, which actually winds up tying into somebody else's disappearance about 15 years earlier. Now, the book is set in the early 70s, but then it goes back to the 1950s. So fascinating. I mean, it's a pretty big book. I started reading it yesterday, and I'm already at 100 pages. So, but yeah, I'm liking this very much. So that's all I got. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope to come back one more time before the end of the month. And I know this vlog is long. It is what it is. Every month is not going to be obviously as long as that. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next clip. Hey guys, today is Friday, August 29th. And I thought I would come on here for a little update just because I changed my mind about what project I'm going to stitch next. So I was going to stitch the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Autumn Harvest Sampler. And I started stitching today. I was off work today. I started stitching and I am just not feeling it. You know, I love the look of bigger patterns, right? They're beautiful, colors, all of that. But I continually am drawn to the smaller patterns because I have a chance of finishing them. So I was looking through my patterns and I saw this, and I think I'm going to do this as my next stitch. It is Tiny Modernist Mouse's Strawberry Jam. Now, I have every single one of these patterns. A dream is to do all of them and have just like a wall of mouse, right? The mouse is so cute. I love the little doodads on all of them. The needlework market that was just here, she released one. I want to say it's called Mouse's Pumpkin Pie. You know I'm not going to want that, right? Yeah, that is one of my patterns I got. This is just so cute. I love it. And it's only 4.2 by 4.2 on 14 count paper. Now, this looks like it's on like a beige paper, but there's white in it. So I don't know what color paper I'm going to use. I'm going to have to think about that. I could even color some paper if I want to. But I have a plan for finishing, which I will let you know that later when I get it. I ordered this little thing from Paisley and, is it called Paisley and Polka Dots? The store that, is it Christy? Christy, I think, from my brain. Java Girl Stitches. They have like a little board, and it was $10. So yeah, I think this is going to be my next stitch. I could definitely finish this in a reasonable amount of time. It actually calls for a bunch of colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 colors. And it's all charted for Weeks Dye Works. You can see, but I'm going to use DMC. And you know, another dream would be to own all of the gas threads, all of the Weeks Dye Works, and have them on the Pip and Chip bobbins, because Pip and Chip makes the bobbins for the overdyes. Moolah. That's a lot of money. But yeah, I'm just going to use DMC. So stay tuned for that start. I actually yesterday, between breaks from work, was able to work a little bit because I love this piece so much. I was able to work on the Stitcher Hood Mermaid Tails. It's all one color. I forget what they use. They use a DMC. But what I decided to use, and I had started this at the retreat in New Jersey, I am using Sulky 4016, which is this beautiful blue, green, dark blue. It's gorgeous. And I got some progress done. Yes. So I have this washi tape, so I wound up using that. But I wound up getting done. Wait a minute, let me. Okay, that quite didn't work. I wound up getting done like this part yesterday. So I am just filling this in. Ignore these threads. I do kind of a waist, not a waist knot, but like an away thread, where when I get down to the thread, it gets anchored behind the other stitches and then I cut it. So that's how I do that. But yeah, this one is coming along very, very good. And it's just beautiful. The thread is beautiful. So I will be taking this with me to Ocean City in a couple weeks when I go, because it's an easy one to work on and be able to talk, because it's one color and I'm just filling in at this point. But yeah, I was able to work on that the other day, and my beautiful Pinny and Tunny bag, one of the ones that I had. Okay, but the last thing I wanted to show you was, oh, and by the way, you know, you're allowed to change your mind. Like me, I'm allowed to change my mind if I start a project and I'm not feeling it or not finding joy in it. It is okay to change your mind. It is okay to scrap something, to throw something away, to do whatever you want with it. If what you're doing is not enjoyable, do not feel guilty. Okay, there's my 2 cents about that. If any of you have kept up with Hannah Lynn, she had started her own diamond painting company since leaving Diamond Art Club. And it took me a minute to find one that I wanted, because I own really a lot of hers. But this one I got, and it came in the mail today. It took, I want to say, a little over a month, maybe 2 months. And it was $50, I think. So this is Alice. I actually, a while ago, bought the Heaven and Earth Designs pattern. Like I was ever gonna fucking stitch that. No. But the diamond painting, yes, love it. The box is beautiful. I mean, look at the box. It's very, very pretty. So this is round diamonds. It's 17.5 by 24.5. I just want to glance in here and show you guys what one of her kits looked like, because this is the first one I've ever gotten. So it comes all wrapped up like that. Nothing else in the box. So let's open this up. I wanted to see what the canvas felt like and all that. It's stuck. Yeah, because I will throw away this plastic. First of all, it's sticking to everything. Yeah, that will go in the trash. Okay, she includes, this has 54 colors. It has 6 ABs and 1 Whimsy Dust. Here is the chart. Here is the key. Because this is what I use. I tape this to the inside of my diamond painting credenza that I use. And luckily I have my diamond painting credenza holds 60 colors. So I won't have any problem with this. But yeah, there's the bigger picture. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay. Let's take a peek at how the diamonds look. Wait a minute. I am trying to not look at the canvas yet. I want to see what the diamonds look like. Ooh, okay. The diamonds are individual in Ziploc bags. Love that. That actually makes for very easy kitting, because you're not having to cut open plastic bags. There are some of the ABs. This one, the green one, that red one, that yellow one. There's a lot. Gorgeous. Love that. And the toolkit that they give you is normal toolkit. It has a pen, wax, you know, a tray, all that. It has the normal stuff. And it has a pair of tweezers in there. So I like that very much. I actually may use this and put my putty that I use from, although that's not, oh yeah, that'll, you need it airtight so it doesn't dry out. But the putty that I use from, is it Patsy Putty? Why can I not remember? No, it's not. Joy. It's Joy's putty. I may put the square in here because it comes in a little square, so I could fit it in that container. Okay. Let's finally look at the canvas. Oh, okay, surprise. They also give you a sticker if you want to label your containers with all of those. That's pretty cool. I like the paper though. I'll keep the paper. The back of the canvas feels really nice. I'm going to close my eyes. I want to roll it the other way so I can have it kind of flat. I'm also going to peel off the clear cover a little bit to see how sticky the canvas is. Oh, it's stunning. Look at that. Isn't she gorgeous? Love, love, love it. I've already done the Queen of Hearts. I love this so much. It's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. Now, what's funny is that the key on this side is upside down. See how her picture, it's upside down. But on this side, it is right side up. I guess, I mean, you would have to read the symbols. That's weird. That's weird that it's upside down. It doesn't matter. But yeah, absolutely love it. So let's see how sticky the canvas is. It's very sticky. And the symbols are very nice and clear. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous rendering. Absolutely love it. So I signed up for her newsletter. There is one other diamond painting that I really, really want. And it is Butterflies of Hope because it's for breast cancer. It's a beautiful image. I'm hoping someday she'll be able to chart that one because I think it was with Paint with Diamonds and I'm not going to get it from there. I'd rather get it from her. So hopefully she'll be able to do that one eventually. But yeah, I am very pleased with that. Okay, that's all I have. I probably will come back one more time to on tomorrow, which will be the 30th, and just do one last little clip and show you, because I'm going to go in and kit this up and start stitching right now for a little bit. So I will come back and show you that progress. Hey guys, today is Saturday, August 30th. And this will be my last clip for this vlog. So I hope to have this up on September 1st for you guys. So yesterday was a perfect example of how you need to be flexible and pivot when something does not quite go right with your stitching endeavors, I meant to say. You know, I am someone who has something in my mind's eye of how I want stuff to work out, but it doesn't always work out like that. So as you know, I wanted to start Tiny Modernist Mouse's Strawberry Jam. So cute. Love strawberries. Love the mouse. I have a dream of having a mouse wall, or at least all of them done, right? I decided yesterday that I wanted to color paper because I was planning on stitching this on perforated paper. I colored paper actually in shades of pink, because I only have like 9 colors of the spray. And I wasn't happy with it. So I sat there for a second, took a breath and said, okay, let me see if I have any fabric that would fit, right? And I decided to pull out, I had a fat eighth of 28 count Jobelan in the color Coffee. Now, I feel as stitchers, if you're a stitcher at heart, truly, you have a favorite fabric. We all have, if you had to pick one fabric, you could immediately name it. count color. For me, it is 28 count Jobelan in the color coffee because it is the perfect shade of brown, neutral, where white shows up. Because I don't know about you, but I have the hardest time finding a fabric that white will show up. I want the white to pop. I want it to show up when I stitch it. And if you look in here, I was explaining this to Bill yesterday, there is a lot of white in this, in the layers of the cake, in her apron, in the flowers, in this, there's a bunch of white. So, and to stitch on fabric, I decided to pull out one of my Nurge hoops that I had gotten at the retreat. And here is my start. I decided to sit down last night when Bill went to bed because he is fishing today. So he has been gone since very, very early this morning. And I decided to stitch last night, and it was glorious to stitch on this Jobelan fabric. So here is my start. It's so cute, right? So I counted over from the middle because I wanted to stitch the mouse first. Now, this is my Nurge hoop that I got. When I came back from the retreat, I like grime guards. I said, okay, I'm going to look for a Nurge grime guard on Etsy. And I want to say this woman is in the Ukraine. I will link her store down below. She makes them with an opening for the clamp, for the twisty, whatever that is, fastener. I don't know what that is, tightener. So I have 2 Nurge hoops and I bought 2 of these in the same pattern. It works glorious. Now, I do not like to hold a hoop or a Q-snap or anything in my hands. My hands wind up aching and it winds up just being arduous. Over my stitching career, and I like to call it that because isn't that true of any craft? I've owned every stand known to man. I have sold stands, I have bought stands, and I wanted to show you one of my favorite ones. I still own a few that I have had. One of my favorites is the Velke Potoky, and I want to say that's how you pronounce it. I'm probably pronouncing it completely wrong, but that's how I pronounce it. I have what is called the mini. You can see mini right here. So the hoop fits in here. This completely turns all the way around very smoothly. And then you can adjust this whole thing by this. This will pull forward, pull back. I love this so very much. So, and I also put silicone feet on the bottom of it because then when it's sitting on my desk or a table, it doesn't move. Now, if you have been following my channel for any length of time, you will know that I owned this years ago and sold it. Yep. I decided a little while ago I regretted that and wanted to get one again. Now, when I got the first one, it took me a good 8 months to get it because I ordered it directly from the company. This time I got this one from Lindy Stitches. This was the only one she had left, I think. This was the only color she had left. She had originally had all kinds of colors. And this was the only one she had left. And I don't mind it. It's ivory, cream, I think it was called. I love it. I love it so much. And this fits in there perfectly. I enjoyed stitching on this last night very much. And what's even funnier is that when I go to finish something on fabric, I like to wrap it around mat board, cardboard, unless I'm putting it into a frame, of course. But I like to do that. And I was sitting there last night thinking, I want to do it very neatly, right? And in the past, I've used even cereal box cardboard because I like it very, very thin. I have never made cording, and I'm going to teach myself how to do it. There's a ton of videos online. I know you can use like that drill thing. There are different ways to do it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to look online for how to do mitered corners. And what's so funny, you're going to love this. So I search on YouTube. I myself on my channel 7 years ago had done a video on mitered corners. I was like, Danielle. So I'm going to watch my own video on what I did. Like, are you kidding me? It has been so long since I have done that method. It does make it for really tight corners. So that's what I'm going to do. I will also link my mitered corners video in the description box below. But yeah, let me know what your favorite fabric is. If you had to pick one, color, count, maker. This is actually darker in person than it's showing up in the viewfinder. It is truly like a coffee. It's amazing. It's gorgeous. The white shows up perfectly. So I will be stitching more hopefully today on that. But that is all that I have to share with you today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And if you have watched this whole video, thank you so very much. I will see you next month. Have a wonderful September.